Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We are going to keep on drafting offline this week and then playing our games out on Arena. It's been a lot of fun this week for me playing chat in different formats. So far, we've done Cube all week long, and we're going to mix it up slightly today. Think of this as a low-powered cube. It's kind of a random cube. Basically, we're going to do a thing called Chaos Draft. Some people would call it a grab bag booster draft. This isn't really a grab bag booster draft because we're not randomizing and opening individual boosters from different sets. We're making a draft that is pulling from all the sets on Arena to craft each individual pack. So a pack may have cards from 10 different sets in it, as opposed to a true grab bag draft, which is I'm opening a Ravnica Allegiance pack, you are opening a Guilds of Ravnica pack. In this case, it's all jumbled together, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. One of the factors of this type of draft is that the synergy cards from the various sets you're drafting from lose a ton of luster. You can go from having a build around linchpin anchor type of card go to virtually unplayable in Chaos Draft because the support isn't there for the synergies it's offering. So we're going to take a close look at that and see how good our decks end up. You got to lean away from synergy and into general quality, and we're going to see how that goes for us. I've got 7 viewers queued up and ready to take me on. So let's switch over to the left monitor here as I thank my sponsor, CardKingdom.com, for supporting me during this time when they are not currently filling orders. They are keeping their operations shut down so their employees can shelter in place per the requests of the CDC and the government as we look to reduce the spread of coronavirus. Thank you so much, Card Kingdom, for supporting me even as your operations are suspended. I appreciate that a lot, and I sure hope that when Card Kingdom unlocks their doors and starts shipping cards again, you all remember how great they have been and keep them on your radar for your card purchases. And then if you decide to make one with them, make sure you click on the Card Kingdom panel down below. That'll take you to cardkingdom.com via my collections, via my link, and then they'll know that you got there from here. I said collections because the word collections popped up on screen, and that's how the brain works. Anyway, let's get going. Let me make sure I got all my settings correct. We got 120 seconds per pick, at least for the start. We've got our 8 players. Looks like Dionysus talked his way into the draft. Y'all are so nice to Dionysus. We're going to do a ready check now, which is a way to see that everybody's ready. We're doing a 10-set Chaos Draft, as you can see up here. And we're good. We should be good to go. Waiting for Smash to say yuppers. And everybody is ready. All right, here we go. Start draft. So again, looking for general quality. So like Charging Monstrosaur is a great pick for that. The Trample Haste 5/5 for 5. Simple, straightforward, powerful beater. Like if you get this going on turn 5, it can be tough to deal with. Our rare is Ashiok's Erasure, which is a kind of poor counterspell, basically. So I'm liking Monstrosaur right now. What else is in here? Aerialist is pretty good if you want to go aggro. It can be hard to get low-down aggro in Chaos Draft, because you just don't have the clarity of archetype that there are in more traditional draft formats. So, yeah, Stormfleet was good. But it was good because blue aggro is well supported in Ixalan, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know if Stormfleet will be quite as good here. I think it's a pretty easy Monstrosaur. This is like a rare power in an uncommon in terms of its impact on the game. A lot of Ixalan games ended due to charging Monstrosaurs. So let's confirm that pick, see where else we get. All right, what do we got here? Hallowed Fountain for some fixing. This isn't cube though. We're not taking fountains. The card quality is too low. Like, you take fountains when the card quality is so high that you got to make tons of cuts. We're going to be scrabbling for playables, so we don't want to do that. We do want to look like, how can we support Monstrosaur, a Tidebearer Giant? I don't like starting on a 5 or a 6, but I think this or Sentinel's Eyes is the best. Are the 2 best cards in this pack. You know, charging Monstrosaur with a Sentinel's Eyes would not suck. but I think I'm going to go with another big boy. Again, it's hard to be like real aggro in this format. And so just taking a 2-for-1 and a big dude, it's not amazing to start, but I think it's fine. I'm just looking for Value Town, and Sentinel's Eyes is close to Value Town too. I think you're right, Queen. If you pick Sentinel's Eyes there, I don't blame you. But it's hard for me to pass a 4/5 2-for-1 when I'm expecting these games to get grindy, because I don't think aggro is going to be super successful in a chaos environment. And so given that, I don't mind having, like, we don't obviously want to be living at 5 and 6 for a whole deck or anything, but I do expect us to be casting 5 and 6 drops in this kind of format is what I mean. Luminous Bonds is interesting. I think we just take that here. Acclaimed Commander, rare still in the pack, but it's a Knight Aura Equipment or Legendary Artifact Finder. And so really it's a 3/3 for 3. And you'd really just have the Luminous Bonds if you're going to take a white card here. There's also Firemind Vessel. One thing Firemind Vessel would allow us to do is splash, play the Vessel. We can both accelerate to the Tidebearer Giant, and we can play multiple colors potentially. But I like just taking the simple bonds here. It's very powerful. It's early yet. Let's see what... am I tempted by the land? Which land? Oh, this land? Not in this slot. Again, I'm tempted by lands in formats where you are so heavy on playables that you're cutting tons of spells from your deck. And if you're cutting tons of spells from your deck, and you have an opportunity for a slightly above average spell versus a land for your fixing, that's when you take the fixing. But we're in Chaos Draft where we are likely to be scrapping for playables by the end. So I lean away from lands in this type of format. We don't have the capital to spend on that. We got another Tidebearer, a Dead Revels, which is a great 2-for-1 in a different capacity. And probably makes sense to take Dead Revels #1 over Tidebearer #2. Foreboding Fruit, also some card draw. So there's like 3 spells here that all help black draw some cards. Squire's Devotion, secretly awesome. So we could also take Squire's Devotion. Doesn't look like much. It looks like kind of somewhat of a weakish aura. But man, you put a +1/+1 lifelink on your Tidebearer, have a 5/6 lifelinker attacking, and whoa. No, same thing on the Guildgate. I'm just not looking at lands really because I want to make sure we're at playables. And yeah, so Squire's Devotion is pretty good. It's just I really do love the 2-for-1 nature of these black cards. So that's what I'm struggling with here. And we're not... Another thing is that you don't tend to necessarily get guaranteed removal here. I mean, if you want to draw cards, I really think I like Dead Revels over Foreboding Fruit. I like being able to pull 2 cards late and 2 excellent cards late. But yeah, so Revels over a 6-drop. For me, it's Devotion versus Revels, and I'm very torn. Very torn. I think I'm going to take Devotion. I think this is going to be sneaky good. I saw this lifelinker, but there's this lifelinker as well that's a little tougher. Don't have the Curry Favor side, but this is probably the pick over Swordmaster. But there's also Starcrown Stag. We could get aggro here. Pick up a Stag, look to go base white, maybe a heavy white, light red for Monster Sword, or light black for giant type stuff. Arsonist. Oh yeah, Stormfleet Arsonist, I didn't really talk about that, but if you can get Arsonist going early, like if you attack with Arsonist on turn 6 or whatever, it can be decent, but or on 5 and then play this, it can be decent, but often they are sacrificing something very... I mean, they can sack a land to this, and sometimes that's really painful, but too often Arsonist is not actually that painful, and I'd rather just have the Starcrown, especially given our white picks so far. Abnormal Endurance is really good, as Mike points out. Especially you can get like 3-for-1s off abnormal endurance if you use the abnormal endurance to kill the opposing creature and then blink your dude and do something extra valuable on the blink. You know, that can be, you can get 2 and 3-for-1s that way. So operative would give us a 2. We got to start considering our curve, and I don't know if we're going to be red, black, or what, but a playable 2/2 for 2 in one of the colors we're doing seems more important. Like Boneclad is a better card. Boneclad, if we had no 5, like, I mean, we can take Boneclad. Like, we might not play red, in which case we might want the Necromancer. I'm going to take the Boneclad. Operative is just okay, but I'm really... Yeah, I'm going to take the Necromancer. It's just that much better than Operative, and we're only in pack 1, but I am worried about our low end, which is non-existent right now. So it's somewhat risky to take the 5 when there was a playable 2, given our lack of them, but I'm taking some risk here. Also, again, this is not usually a format where speed punishes you because there's not enough synergy to create a tight aggro deck. Collision. I didn't announce best of 3, but we've been playing best of 3 all week. That's my presumption here. Collision gets interesting as at least if we end up in red, a sideboard card. But if we end up in red, do we just want one of these? Oh yeah, my title says cube. I'll change my title to MTGA Chaos Drafting versus Chat. Yeah, I guess we take the Mind Rot, right? Like, maybe we play this, but if we end up red, we might want the boar. And we might get some pirates eventually, but we're going to need 2 of them. I'm just going to take the Arterial Flow. It's generically playable. Barge in, interesting. Legion Conquistador, poster child for the lack of synergy affecting things around here. I don't think we're red though. I'm trying to be white-black, but there's nothing here in white-black except an unplayable Conquistador. I mean, maybe we could take it and get super lucky and find 1 or 2 more. But I'm going to take the Barge in on spec. Rubble Slinger. We're not green at all. Although, geez, Twin Veil Treefolk makes me wonder if we should be green. I don't like any of these cards, but I'll take a Grim Physician actually here. Well, we might be close enough to red to spec on the Slinger actually. Physician's pretty bad. But around, defensively taking out a 2 toughness creature for 1 mana is not that bad. But Rubble Slinger blocking flyers is nice. I just think we're a little closer to black than red. Although I don't love where we're at in any case. Oh, we'll take the cheap thing. We'll go with the cheap heuristic. It's a chaos draft of all. It's just a mishmash of all the boosters on Arenatron. All right, maybe it's our strategy. We're just gonna kill their hand. I do not like this strategy, but if you get a lot of discard, at least you get discard early, which is when you want it. Oh, I forget who's coming in now and who's been here, Tron, so someone just showing up might believe exactly what you just said. One of the popular formats in Magic R&D, I believe created by Ethan Fleischer, was and maybe still be, is Gatherer Terrible. Gatherer Terrible is a constructed format, I believe, designed by Ethan Fleischer, that says you can only use cards with an average rating of 2 stars or less on Gatherer, which made a lot more sense back in, 8 years ago when I learned about Ethan's format, and Gatherer still had voting and stuff. Sorry, I could have picked and moved on there. Oh, Two-Headed Zombie is not bad for a late pick here. That's playable. And yeah, I haven't done a deep dive into the value of the Mastery Pass, but my ongoing evergreen advice is you can wait until you're sure the value is there before you invest. Colossal Dreadmaw is a sign that nobody's really in green. I mean, this is a totally playable 6, especially in this format, where you just kind of want dumb beef. Yeah, Slapshot felt the same way. Did I say two-handed? They're four-handed. Or no, maybe they're still two-handed. I don't know. Let's see. How many hands you got? They're still two-handed. All right, what do we got? Another Necromancer. Ugh, nice green. Do we just pivot into green? Nobody wants it. So we don't have any other green but the Dreadmaw, so I guess we can't. Conquistador. Maybe should have taken that one on spec. This will come back around, though. We can take a Law Rune Enforcer. Maybe that's just the pick here. If we're still white, I think we are. Bonds, Devotion, and Stag are very good white cards. And Gird for Battle, not quite good enough. And there's no black card I like. Searing Barrage would be a pivot back towards red for the Monstrosaur. But yeah, Enforcer's just the best card anyway, right? So let's take it. Probably not red, but I'm still hanging on. These Arterial Flows aren't real cards, so a sudden flow of red could push us off black here. Our black's just whatever. I mean, the Giant is the thing I like the most in it. Mike, I didn't quite feel like we could pivot to green so late, like at the start of Pack 2. But maybe we'll come to regret that. It's possible green, this sign was so clear, and there'd been some earlier signals that green was not being taken, that you could justify a pivot to green here. We'll keep an eye on that, Mike. If there's another Insano green card here and not much for red, for black, white, we'll consider that. So like we could take Leyline Prowler, but there's Spark Harvest, right? So that's the thing. We should just take Spark Harvest and be happy that it's there. Leyline Prowler is interesting, though. Typhon. We could take the Prowler over this, but this is too good. Take the Spark Harvest and get on with our lives. Man, if Typhon's on the wheel, then nobody is in green. Yeah, Prowler could wheel as a two-color card, especially for a right that nobody's interested in green. I'm gonna have to use a bunch of my common and uncommon wild cards. This account does not have much Ixalan on it at all, because I created it when I started streaming when Guilds of Ravnica came out. So I'm very stacked on everything after Guilds of Ravnica. I'm half stacked on Guilds of Ravnica, and I'm very light on everything pre-Guilds of Ravnica on this account. God's Willing jumps out at me. So does Night Veil Predator, but boy, I guess nobody's Demir, or this would already be gone. Ouch. Owie, ow, 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 ow. But we can't pivot to blue, can we? Is it worth it? Maybe. I guess with Stag, Bonds, and Devotion and Law Rune, we can't really abandon our white. Yeah, we take Amulet to fix, but God's Willing is too good if we are white, I think, to just let it go by here. So I'm going to take it. Yeah, but we don't have any blue yet, except, you know... Could we pivot to white-green? That would leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4 picks at pack 2, pick 3. No, I don't think we can pivot. People, this is also a format where you don't get a lot of playables. Like, you can't just do wild pivots like you do in a traditional set. Yeah, we have 2 green in the board, but they're not good. I mean, Colossal is fine. Growth is okay. I'm taking God's Willing and moving on with my life. Temple of Silence is maybe good enough to take here, although I kind of just want to take Epiphany and try and splash blue. Although, how do you splash blue if you're not going to take some lands, right? This is a frustrating Epiphany to see, though. This is very good. Monument is a 3/3 for 4. And we have no gold cards to make it any bigger right now. So I'm going to say no. 2-drop is fine, but I would rather just have the Temple than the 2 in this case. Although it is a Vampire Soldier and like Arterial Flow cares about that. But I bet this wheels. I don't think anybody's going to take the Skyblade. I bet we get it back. So I'm going to take... I'm going to sadly pass on the Epiphany and take the Temple. I know we have no 2s. That's a good reason, but I'm greedy. Here's a 2. We'll take that 2. I want Soul Salvage, actually, but should probably take a 2. I need to take a Soul Salvage. I'm going to take a Soul Salvage. I really want this. It's so good. How can I justify it, though? We do have a 1. We have 2 low drops. We have 2 low drops. We'll wheel the cat too. You'll see. Maybe I'm just giving chat the chance to win today. I don't think we're playing the red, though. Too bad. I like that Monster Store a lot. But this is what I'm talking about. We're like pack 3 and we have 13 playables and we're kind of early in pack 3. This is why I offered the ability to draft 4 packs. Gotta set up my excuses in advance. I'm learning from Mama. It has to be. Like, playable is a lot different in Chaos Draft, in 3-booster Chaos, than it is in a normal draft. Are we in pack 2? Oh, if we're in pack 2, then I'm feeling great. Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay, I was a little panicked. I thought we were in pack 3, and I was like, ah! Sorry, good. Oh, pack 2! Pack 2, I'm thrilled we took the Soul Salvage. See? A lot of good blue floating around, though. Really sad on the blue. Somebody's getting an incredible blue deck. But we can't pivot to the blue. Yeah, blue-green seems wide open. I think we're fighting for the wrong color. We have not found our lane. That's really rough in this format, but it's also, again, we cannot boost pick 2 or pick 3, pivot at this point to colors we're not in. Yeah, we gotta take the operative and be sad, but we missed our lane for sure. Big time lane miss here, and it's continuing to show itself. Blue is wide open. Maybe we take Drown in the Lock. Because, I mean, I guess a 2-headed zombie... we'll take another 2-headed zombie, but you can make an argument for Drown. Given how wide blue is, we could take Drown and see if there's a way to slide into it as a splash somehow. I still like our white enough. For what? I mean, we can hedge. That's what I'm talking about. We can hedge on the drown, which is what you would do here. But we give up a zombie to do so. I mean, that's the answer, true. We pass on a zombie to hedge to a drown. So here, I can do a quick 10-second poll. Drown or zombie? I think I'm going to hedge on the drown, but I'm curious where you all are at. Chat kind of wanted to hedge on the drown. Suncrested is fine. Befuddle is fine too, but Suncrested, not like we're going to have another dinosaur, but we'll take a 2/5 flyer. It does some work. We're not going to play that. Fiddle's gifted a sub. Oh, I'm in a view where I don't get that, so you get your. I'm in a weird camera view here. Here's your manual rat burglar for the sub. Thank you so much. Oh, did that was that distorted? Again, thanks Streamlabs. You're my favorite. Boy, maybe we take a Legion Conquistador on the chance we get another one, or is there anything for our blue hedge? Not really. We take Wolf Willow on the green hedge, if we actually think there's a green hedge to be had here. I'm going to take a Conquistador. It's possible we find another one and we run them. Topple the statue, not great. Metaphytic Vapors seems good. Oh, Typhon did come around. Check out that, chat. Typhon comes around? What are we supposed to do? All right, I'm taking Typhon. I mean, we can have Metaphytic Vapors or Topple. They're both playable. Metaphytic might even be actively good here. Yeah, Prowler didn't. I don't know. I'm going to take... I can't pass the Typhon here. We're just going to see. Maybe. I don't know. Here's another Dreadmaw. We can take the Amulet, though. And then... Actually, I think Amulet's more important here. Let's take Amulet and bring in this stuff. And then really continue to kind of figure out where we are. Yeah, Elder also could have been interesting. Mike suggests the Elder that I passed as a potential fixer for stuff, but I like the Amulet as a general fixer so that we don't have to be base green. If we do end up green, we wouldn't mind a volley. Forerunner is looking for Merfolk. We don't have Merfolk stuff going on. Let's take the volley for board. Peacemaker, in case we do end up base green white. We'd play that. Funny. Rampart. Medium trick. Here's an incredible blue rare. What else is competing for that? Well, we got Lonesome Unicorn, Band Together in green. Like, our black-white is not shining here in this one. And the green has been the most wide. Should we just move into green? Let's move into green. Nobody seems to want it. Jin. It's going to be sad, but we'll band together it, right? Typhon, 19th pick or whatever. We just have to listen to that and try. Maybe if we cut the arterial flows and the operative, we keep the cut the physician. Maybe we keep that. We cut this. Maybe we keep that. So now I am starting to look at a green, white, splash, black kind of deck. Titanic Brawl, not amazing. I guess, and then Murder shows up. How do we splash black with Murder? We could just take a Moment of Craving as a splashable removal. It certainly felt too late, Funky. But Typhon on the wheel just screams that that we have to pay attention to the possibility, right? We might not be green here. How do I pass murder? Is my black better than my white? I don't think it is. It might become better with murder. I'm going to take murder. It's just too good, and then we'll see. Let's just make things harder. I take it back. Wait, we are black, green, splash, white, right? I don't know. Maybe we're just black, green. And then we got this blue card. We got no twos. I'm hoping we don't play Titanic Growth, but we probably will actually in this kind of format. Probably not playing this in that world. Probably not playing... Yeah, maybe we're just kind of frighteningly and evenly spread. Bad, bad. Okay. Okay. Great black-white card. Great black-white 2. Yeah, curious is a 2. We could probably do this if we feel like we are. Are we green now? Do we end up green? There is no setting for that, Fiddles. It's either Curious Pair or Oligarch. Oligarch's better than Curious Pair. And nobody wants green. I'm going to take Oligarch. I'm going to continue to just make this the worst mana we've ever seen. 6/6/6 Obzon. You incoming. Hunt the Weak, though. Trumpeter is a 2 we could stand running. Maybe Mabinap. It depends. Depends. A Wanderer's Strike is good too. Yeah, Wanderer's Strike just does it without question, right? Field for the Fixing. Well played, Funky. Yeah, I kind of glanced over this card and didn't... I dismissed this as unplayable and forgot what it was. This is going to be a little better than Hunt the Weak. It's maybe even a lot better. I don't know if we'll use the Proliferate, but Exile and don't need a creature in play, and doesn't matter how big the creature is, make it a lot better than Hunt. Well, a 2-drop leaps out at me, but a Tranquil Expanse leaks out at me too, given the crazy mana we're trying. Well, we got 2/2-drops and the land we need to make our deck work. I don't know. I guess we have to pick a 2-drop here, and we have to decide what our base color is here. What's more likely to be our base color, white or green? I guess with Oligarch and Law Rune Enforcer, there's an argument for the Orator. Yeah, I guess Sentinel's definitely more likely to wheel than the Orator, so we'll take the Orator here. I like that. I really want this land. Are we making tokens at all? I guess, does Squire's Devotion... Oh, there you go. There's some more Obzon. Here's some more Obzon. What do you think for Ironroot Warlord or Grasping Thrall? Ironroot Warlord is cheaper. I think we might have to take Warlord based on our curve so far. I'll pull it, but for those of you saying Grasping Thrall, you better take a good look at our curve. So our choices here are Warlord or Thrall. But another fair point about our curve, we only have 2 5s, and we might not play all of our 6s, so it's not like we are priced out of running a 5 or something. We could absolutely play the Thrall, but there's Warlord as a great mana sink, so... All right. People like I think the mana cost and the fact that it's a mana sink that we don't have yet. We could take a Timber Gorge and get that Monster Soar back in. But probably just want a River Herald's Boon. Do we have a Merfolk, though? You really do need a Merfolk. And we don't really have a Merfolk, so I guess we can't do that. I guess we just want a Dumb Dinosaur that maybe makes this Dumb Dinosaur have Vigilance. Or we could get the Fell the Pheasant. We do have Volley in the board already, so we do have some... what pirate are we talking about? Oh, the Border. I don't think this is particularly good. I'm going to try this 5. You want to go Fell? I want to get a little going on at our... We actually don't have a lot going on at the top end. I hear you. Fell would not be a bad sideboard option, but I went with the main deckable Dino. We could play the Collar for some early defense and make the handful of dinos we do have cheaper, but I think probably Jousting Lance could be a problem. Yeah, we could get the Bartered Cow too, but it's like, what does the cow do for us? It's a 4-drop. Our 4-drops aren't super full. Delver can just sit here and grow. It's another mana sink. Mike wants the Delver. It's hard to make it grow, though, Mike. It takes a long time. I think in this deck, we could find that a Lance on a big thing or on a 2-headed zombie just is something that our opponent can't handle, so I'm going to give that a try. Oh, neat. Perfect. Get a Sorcerer's Broom just to slot in at 2. I don't know if you know we're doing anything to... I guess we sack an Amulet. We can copy it. I don't even care, though. It's a 2/1 colorless for 2... which is exactly what we need, actually. Lance isn't a creature, but it is another thing we can do on 2. Probably not playing this. I think the green has slipped away from us again. I kind of want to splash the green now. And... heck, we can even just take a Diregraph Ghoul. It enters tapped, but it only costs 1. Maybe an Operative is just better. It comes down and blocks right away. There's Brawl here for more removal, but we're actually decent on removal. Growth Spiral for the fixing. Mike, you're not supposed to be suggesting things to make my life worse right now. Yeah, I think we just want an Operative. Getting a last-minute 2-drop for us seems fine. Heading towards splashing green. Probably still run the Typhon and just make it a greedy splash. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But I think we take the Operative anyway. Curious Pair did come back, so we'll grab that to add to our confusion. This deck doesn't look awful, especially for a Chaos draft. Don't think we're ever playing this. Can't cast it. Yeah, right. We'll take a Rafter Demon. Move it to the board. We'll take the sideboard black card over the uncastable green card. Our deck can't cast that, but we'll put the Shriek in the board. Well, there's another green dino to not run. All right, I'm going to move that to the side. 26, 25. So we only have like 2 cuts anyway, depending on whether you call Amulet a land or not. So if you think of Amulet as a land, we may be just done now. Just throw some land into this and call it a deck. I'm going to shrink the window a little bit so you can see everything we've got a little more clearly. And then I'm going to take a quick bio break and set up. So you figure out what changes to make here. I'll be right back, and we will see what we can do with this, okay? I mean, we can bring in arterial flows. We could cut the green, like cut Curious Pair, bring in an arterial flow. Oh, operative should be in. Probably over pair, right? Then we get to do... we are being greedy in our green. Probably cut... like maybe the Armasaur. Yeah, I think 17 plus Amulet is probably correct. So anyway, I'll leave it here. I'll be right back. You think about how to polish this deck off. We'll get it set and do some battles. Be right back. All right, what have we decided? Do we like the green? I think we gotta play at least the band and the Warlord, but there's an argument for cutting, I think, any of these 3 green cards and pivoting towards Arterial Flow, like Grim Physician. We can even bring Grim Physician. Oh, Boneclad. I forgot about Boneclad. I cut that when we thought we were cutting Heavy Black. What if we cut 24? Then we need to add. I don't like going no green, like getting the green down to band together and Warlord leaves us too thin on playables. I mean, we could add an Arterial Flow. Let me see what chat has said while I'm away. I'm looking, hold on. The poll here, I'll redo the poll. Chat or Ryan, the poll is, who are you rooting for today? Me or chat? And let's see. We could even just run a Typhon as a reasonable, very late game card where we find another green source. But man, that's rough. Like 25. We do this. 24, 25, 24, 23. Like we could just do this 17 in an Amulet and then call this a deck. I think we do that. Cutting the green and jamming the Monstersaur. That's interesting. We could double splash or something, but I think Warlord and Band together is a little better than Monstersaur alone. Although we could do Monstersaur Barge in. That's true. I mean, we've cut our green down to we could do this, and go bam, bam. Suddenly pivot to red. Yeah, we do a second flow as well. I think I'm gonna start here, and we'll get. We're not doing any self mill, so we can do the one. But I think we want two green sources plus the Amulet, and then 7/7/2 Temple. Amulet looks good. Let's export this. hop over back to Arena. So one of the things we're going to do here is, well, besides craft to make our deck legal, we're going to add basics to the sideboard so that we can pivot during sideboarding if we want. Make sure we get some red. I'm going to do that right away before I forget. Let's go. Actually, I'll do it with this slick filtering. So I want the Theros lands. So we'll go sideboard. I'm just going to put every type of basic in the sideboard. And then I mean, it just doesn't matter, right? I'm just making sure that if we have any changes we want to make, we can do it. There. And for this main deck, let's also get sweet-looking lands. And we don't want 3 forests, we want 1 forest. We want like this. 14, 15, 16. Oh, that's only 16. So I guess I do want to make 1 cut. I like 17 and an amulet here. So let's go, what do we need the most of? Probably, we can cut the arterial flow, increase the black by 1. We cut the Grim Physician and put in, let's try this. Time to get going. And this is Chaos Reigns. I don't know if anybody had any bling. If you want... Oh, did I send something back to the collection? What did I cut a spell? What did I cut? I cut the flow, right? What am I doing wrong? Oh, because it's got this filter. There we go. I don't know, Mike. Ixalan and Rix, maybe Chaos is where they shine a little bit. The pirates making treasure. I like that Ixalan has treasure, which seems really valuable for Chaos. So, all right. If nobody has any other bling stuff to report, I'm going to call this a deck and get going. Oh, wait, I need to craft. Let's see. What don't I have crafted? Probably can cut some stuff. Brontodon I don't need. Now can we be done? Brontodon, that was my only uncrafted card. Great. I'm going to take first comer here, and it's Dionysus. Timer's on. Nope. Lesai. Hold on, D. What have you done? Stop it, D. Man, he's trolling me even when he's not on the stream. Just hold it. Just stop, D. Stop. You're putting me on a timer, D. Don't do that. Those of you who challenge me, don't do the timer mode. I reserve the right to ramble on. That's one of the things I like about this. No. You need to shut up. If you don't like my rules, D, sit out next time. Come on, you're trying to support me as a streamer. You're trying to put me on a clock? Come on. It's not going to help you. Ugh, I don't like having no low plays here, but with 2 each of our mana, our baseline mana, and some murder and stuff, we're going to keep this. It's possible this is a format where we should be drawing. I imagine this is pretty grindy, and the games might go long and come down to attrition. So this could be a place that if your opponent is not hitting you with aggro, you might want to go on the draw. Well, there's some aggro we may be hit with. I'm going to drop 1 each of our lands, and we can be ready with a murder if needed. And putting a Squire's Devotion on a 2-headed zombie seems good. D getting aggro. And has the double strike 1/2 Dino Punch. Interesting. I'm going to hold up murder and see what we want to get. Maybe D will try and augment the Lancer or something and we can get him. Boom! So I am going to drop the zombie, and then next turn we can go Broom, Devotion, or Stag if we want it. We can also drop Stag. Squire's Devotion on Stag would be quite good. Yeah, I actually like that better. I'm going to go Stag, and then next turn we have Devotion, Broom. And this turn we get to see if D has removal or tricks, and if he's willing to attack into this Stag. He is willing to attack into the Stag. We're going to gain a bunch of life, though, so I'm going to let him do this if he wants to spend his turn pumping the Sun Collared or doing other things to get aggro here. The Squire's Devotion is really going to slow him down. There's a risk of a 2-for-1. If he does have removal and we lose the Stag after, that could hurt. But with this pump especially, we get a clean attack in. We get, oh, and we even get, we can play the Grim Physician instead, which I like now better than the Broom. Physician can die and kill the... I mean, Broom could trade with these too, but Physician is interesting. And we go... But let's start here. Get some life back, get a 1/1, and then we can decide about Broom or Physician. I guess we go Broom, because if we don't draw a land, next turn we have Zombie Physician as possible plays for us, and I'd be happy to throw the Broom in front of that Raptor, no problem. Grim Initiate hitting for 1 is no big deal. D getting aggro. I am going to offer the Broom, but for trick or whatever, I don't want to let him pump. I guess he can't pump twice. Nonetheless, we'll take this trade if successful. Oh yeah, sorry. We had that was yesterday's. It will be accurate, but we're not there yet. I could start 1-0 because I'm playing D, but I'll give him a chance. All we are saying is give D a chance. That was a good play for him. Get rid of our life linker. But I do like our spot here. If we block with the physician, we could kill the initiate, get an army token. But let's see if we can get there with a zombie. No, D's doing fine. I'm of course being my usual trash talky self, but no, I don't love some of his card choices. But this is chaos draft. You go to battle with what you have, you know. Oh, believe me, if D ever beats me once and decides to start trying to make it an ongoing thing that he's going to hold over my head, I have the mute button on my side. I have the ban button on my side. So I don't mind a little trash talking when you beat me. But if you're going to go on and the scoreboard says otherwise, then I'll just... But let's not future trip. D hasn't done anything yet, including win. But anyway, let's switch to battlefield right. This is a better spot for me to be. If I send in the zombie, what happens? Rager can block and deals 1 to any target, can take out this or this. So if we attack with both, what does D do? Probably blocks with like Grim Initiate, and Rager trades for the zombie and picks off like the physician. That's pretty good. I don't even want to attack right now. I'm going to play operative and see what we can draw. I think I got Haj, didn't I? I beat Haj and Mike, but maybe I've played Haj twice and we're 1-1. I don't know. This is why what I want to do is go through... I'm going to start adding the people who've beat me to my notes on my spreadsheet, and then we can remember who's taken one off me and who hasn't. Yeah, zombie has menace, but they block here, and I don't like the results. If D blocks the zombie with initiate and rager, I don't like what happens. I don't like how the board settles, so I'm not doing it. No, we cut the green down to the warlord and the fight card. Yep, Fiddles is on the list. Let's see. The people I know who've beaten me are Fiddles and Hannah. And then I had a 7-0, and then I can't remember who beat me the other times. Who got... There was someone... Oh, like Sherlock. There's somebody who has Sherlock in their name who beat me once. Okay, if Haj beat me when I went 6-1, then I think I'm 1-1 with Haj. It is a split. Because I think I played him recently and I got him. Yeah, there you go. So I'm split with Haj, and Sherlock took one, and Fiddles and Hannah, and then I can't remember who may have gotten one before. So D getting very aggro here. It looks like because he knows he's got Lonesome Unicorn coming down as a 3/3 that can threaten to double block the zombie, and in doing so, get a 1-for-1. So I understand this attack. What do we want to do, though? What do we believe this card is? Is he running a trick? Are we willing to put the operative in front of stuff here? I kind of want to call the bluff, like... We don't even need to do 1-1s. I mean, we could. Yeah, we can do this, and then when this dies, kill the initiate. Or we can even do this. I like this. And then he might have a trick. Then if so Rager dies and doesn't really have a good target, I guess they get the operative in that case. Yeah. Let's do it here, because if we put this here, the Rager just gets to kill the operative anyway. If we do it this way, the Rager dying doesn't actually get to do anything effective. So this looks a little better. Let's try this, see what D's got. Yeah, Team Pump would be very good if D has something like a Tactics from Theros. That would be very good for him here. But we're going to make him have it. We only got one unknown card and hasn't used any tricks so far, although has been attacking like maybe he has them. So, but this pause here makes me think maybe he doesn't and is now trying to figure out the best way to resolve this combat. And so, yeah, he can get the Physician, but then the Physician gets the Initiate, and then we're looking decent again. Well, that sure cleared up the battlefield, didn't it? Well, what would pumping do? I think you're not reading Rager. Don't worry, we don't read cards around here, but... Spark Harvest. Pretty lucky. We're going to take out this Arsonist and get attacking. Unicorn plus 1/1 is a straight trade, so if we find... Oh, wow. D, I'm not sure I like that race. Maybe you think you're winning the race. I don't know what you got here, but we got a band together we can't cast right now. The race is on. Look, a splash is hurting me again. Splashing is dangerous, folks. Can just lead to blanks. I can cast it? What do you mean? All right, now we need to draw some action or D's going to get game one here. That is not action. We are not at... Yeah, now we got to trade off Zombie for Unicorn. If he only attacks with Zombie, we probably have to trade that too. All right, deck. Oh, come on. This is how we lose to D. And if we swing in, we don't necessarily force the Unicorn trade. He could take it and just hit us for a bunch, and then... I hope you catch this replay, D. Maybe D's got all lands, too, and we're both flooding out. He hasn't really done much past add to the board that way. It looks like GG, but I'm going to make him do it. There he goes. All right, Boros aggro from D. So we want to try and get lower down if we can. I mean, too bad we didn't get the green source. We win if we just had... If we could cast the band together. Oh, Jesus. It's not even a nightmare. Let's face it. If D beats me here, folks, he'll be so happy. It'll be great. I don't care. Anybody can beat anybody at Magic. Yeah, exactly. It's cool. Like, D's excited that he beat me. That's cool. Famously, Mike Turian, Hall of Fame Magic player and Wizards of the Coast employee, and good friend of mine. We became good friends over the course of my time at Wizards, and I miss working with him a lot. But he's a jovial, funny guy, and I've talked about Mike as Mike Turian as being this weird. He is the best, spikiest player I know who approaches it with the most casual, fun atmosphere ever, right? Anyway, so I love Mike. He's a Hall of Fame level player who is just super gregarious and fun and jovial as he plays. But he also doesn't really, like, he plays so many people at Wizards, and this is what like, someone will beat him and they'll go, "I've never beaten you before. I've played you 14 times, and this is the first time I've ever beaten you." And they get so excited, and Mike's just like, "Oh, for me it was Tuesday," you know? And so anyway, to the extent that I can be an echo of Mike Turian, I get it. Like, D's really happy. And if he beats me, great. He can be super happy. But let's figure out how to not let that happen. We want to bring in what? Is there anything to bring in? This is for... yeah, Armasaur, although then we're talking about heading deeper into green, and I already got a little bit hosed by the green splash as it is. Like, maybe I should add a... Oh, I get hosed by the green splash because there's supposed to be 2. For one thing, that's my own fault. We only have Amulet and Forest in. That's just a deck building mistake. So don't let me forget that when we leave this. I got to fix the deck. This should be at 2 Forests. So that's one reason I couldn't band together there. We could even bring in the Peacemaker. Each side gaining 4 life when D's trying to be so aggro could be good. And 3/3 is kind of good against his squad. Might be better than a Giant, which is a little expensive for what he's trying to do. It stresses our splash a little more, but I think I like that. Yeah, Elgar and I were on the same page on that one. So let's try this. I think that's all we got, though. Just shrink down our top end a little bit and stress our splash a little more and support it a little better, and we'll see how we do. Yeah, like, I'm going to play my game of Magic. The beauty of this game is that, of course, D can beat me any given match. That's why we play. If all you did was sit down and compare the brains and pick the better player, nobody would do this. The fact that D could absolutely take this match off of a better player right now is what makes this game, part of what makes this game so awesome. And because he's Boros aggro, we're going to play first. Really rough on... We got 2 double black spells and only the planes, but we do have Orator on 2. That being said, I think we need to look for a little better hand than this. Mike wants to keep this, really? Calling this awkward keeps. What are we doing? I mean, Orator is good, but we can cast 0 other spells in our hand. So again, D's not a bad player. I believe I am better than D. I don't think that's a controversial statement. But one of the pieces of advice that Eric Lauer, lead developer at Wizards, Eric Lauer always gave me about playing against someone you felt was lower. Generally, if you're playing someone of lower skill that you think you have a skill advantage over, you want to mulligan into playable hands. Because if you give yourself a playable hand, then your skill advantage should weigh out. If you go for a hand like this, you could just luck yourself out of it. And of course, we could luck ourselves out of it with a mulligan as well, but I'd rather give ourselves a chance to just play spells against D reliably beyond an Orator. So I'm going to mulligan. Decisions, not results. Decisions, not results. All right, keeping this. So, obviously ditching a plains, and probably want to keep our 3 lands, because that's a nice start. Although we could be greedy and ditch the other plains and keep 2 lands and have all 3 of our colors. But then what are we exactly trying to get to? Yeah, probably just Lance, right? Like Lance, we're going to be on the back foot, so we need to keep this and hope we draw. I mean, allowing D to play against me is just risking the trash talk, right? But again, no problem. I want D to have fun and feel like he's succeeding. Do we want a Traveler's Amulet? It does get us to the Necromancer. But it's more land. I think we need action against D's aggro, so I'm going to bin the amulet. We need, I'm expecting, you know, 1s and 2s from D here, so we got to be ready on something for D. D against D. There we go. Much better. And yeah, we had our splash color. If we didn't have our splash color, you'd want to keep it, right? All right, now we get Sorcerer's Broom and Operative with Willing mana, and yeah, so we can get either of these protection from the Rager. I'm gonna go ahead and offer the Dusk Mantle Operative attack. If D wants to block and try and trade, we have the Willing for that. If we block with the Broom and they try and get it, we have the Willing for that. Well, now we don't have a trade, so the God's Willing play doesn't do much here. Five. This is a mold of 5. If D shows a legend, we're in serious trouble. And with no legend, though, he's a ways off from equipping that. So we'll see if it comes to matter. Land, not the worst, since we are trying to get to Necromancer. But if you're going to give us land, please give us a swamp next. Good old deck. And now we're going to leave back both and consider blocks. Nah, it's all right. If D wins, he'll be so happy. We should all just be happy for D if he wins, and if he gets insufferable, I'll just mute him. He even gets a little. He gets some leeway. You all get some rope. Look at me. I'm always cocky and a little bit trash talky when I win, so I'm not going to complain if you all do it. It's cool. Although this is good. Now it gives us a, like, we do have an opportunity here to protect. Like, let's watch this attack. We can God's Willing here to some good effect. We can only save 1, but we can trade one of our creatures in a God's Willing for the Rager and knocking off the eyes. And I think we have to do that and then hope we find Necromancer. And also, if we have a if there's stuff in the yard, the Necromancer actually does his thing. Right now, if we did draw the swamp, we'd have to make a 5 mana 3/3, and that's terrible. So we want to do this anyway just to get fodder for the Necromancer. We could also save the gods willing and just let this all happen. But I think we need to try and save something. Yeah, let's save the better creature and just trade off the broom for all that stuff. Yeah, let's scry 2. And we want to get pro red. Pterodon is not castable, so we got to send that down, which is unfortunate. I'd like some action, but that's not action right now, so we got to send it down. Spark Harvest, I'm going to say not yet, although, because it's a 2-for-1 right now again. If we do it, we find black, and it unlocks all this stuff. I don't have to win. Settle down, everybody. D is allowed to win Magic matches against anybody, including me. I'm going to try and beat him here, but I'm really not worried whether he wins or not. If I stream long enough, you're all going to beat me eventually, I hope. Yeah, we could do the bluff swing, but I don't know if I want to try and bluff D. That's just kind of a show-off play to do that, I think. Try and get him. Ugh! We even have an answer for that, but we need a swamp to not have to cost our operative. Stupid, stupid planes. All right. This is not an instant, so I can't even attack and then... oh, but it can't be blocked. Okay, it can't block this, so that's fine. We'll attack for 2 and then get it. No time to wait. Not with a black blade reforged on a Lyra. Yeah, and again, I'm not... D beats me with Lyra. Like, okay. I mean, it's all about mentality. Like, if D gets really happy because he can take a match off me, great. Is it going to make... Like, it's not like I'm going to walk away thinking, darn it, D proved he's better than me, right? You just got to play your game and have fun with Magic. Oh, sure, Swamp. Thanks. I'll take it, though. We get the Necromancer down. Yeah, we're likely to lose to the Reforged, because at this point, everything D draws is live. Either it gets the Reforged onto a creature or it's action, so... I don't think we have artifact removal in the main deck. There may be something in the board, but we didn't have anything for the main deck. With this offer, I don't know exactly what's going on, but we kind of have to take all the offers here with Black Blade on the horizon. I mean, I know D gets Unicorn down, and maybe that's what he's playing to, but we just gotta take the trades here. Exile target creature. Let's see. If he finds land and equips, this becomes 10 and we're basically dead. Surprised he didn't put eyes on the unicorn, because then land equip would be lethal next turn. Too bad this doesn't get rid of equipment. I would rather just get rid of the reforged. But if D ends up with no more creatures, maybe that's enough. See if he gets the munitions activation. Good work, D. And I guess munitions gave him lethal even without the eyes. I'm going to sandbag the land. Doesn't do much to play it right now. Oh, does it require mana? Sorry, I didn't realize it required mana. Oh boy. Bonds, close but not enough. D gets there. Everybody give him a good GG. It's fine. Now, let's see how the winner handles himself. See, he's happy. It's all good. Let us continue. 40 card best of 3. You got it. No punts either. Good work, D. And I'll sadly update my record. But I am now gonna. How do I say? Wait, you gotta shut up now, D. I got other games to play. Does it give me tools? D, shut up now. I'm playing another game. Good game. Oh shoot, I forgot the deck fix. So we have a low forest count. Darn. Thanks for the thanks for the attempt for the reminder. I knew I was gonna forget. And this is chaos versus chat. Let me fix that too. There is no need to quit Magic when losing on a mulligan to 5 to Lyra. I mean, Lyra didn't actually beat us. Hey, look, no worries. We found the forest. But yeah. We'll keep that and be greedy enough to ditch a plains even, because I have... Well, we're on the play. Shoot. Maybe I should get rid of the soul salvage. Thing is, it's a way to recover from a mulligan. If these two die, we get 2 cards back. I'm going to be my greedy self and only keep 2 lands here. I don't know what you would do, but that's what I'm going with. Guardian. Wow, this is a crappy card that's good against every 2-drop in our deck, in our hand. But I will go with Operative. At least it can attack into this and not die, which is slightly better than the Oligarch or the Broom. Good, found our third land. That's lucky. We could get punished for the bluff attack, but I kind of want to see what's up here. I'm going to send in. I mean, you got to attack. You got to block. You don't play 1/3s for 2 if you're not going to block with them. But I wanted to at least put that pressure on. If we play the Broom, we're not sacrificing anything coming up. I'm going to go with Oligarch. They could have counter magic here. We got 3 mana from a blue deck, but Oligarch wasn't getting through a Guardian anyway, so if they want to use counters on it, go for it. Much rather get the Starcrowned Stag down or the Wanderer's Strike through. We used a function in the draft where it mixed all of the sets. The boosters contain cards from every set. Now we'll go Broom with God's Willing up, but since they've showed the willingness to block, we will not God's Willing attack. Chat may be playing each other behind the scenes, but that's up to them. It's very ad hoc. We're not doing brackets. I'm just taking on challengers that I drafted against. All right, now we get a possible Stag. They've got 5 mana and 4 cards, so if it's not an outright counterspell, it's probably something that can kill it. But if we can avoid exile, we do have the Soul Salvage, so we're going to give it a try and see if we can land it. And then see if we can keep it out of exile. If we can keep it out of exile, we get it back again with the Soul Salvage. And then if we can untap with it and attack, next turn looks pretty nice. We get Starcrowned Stag attacks with God's Willing up. Any land draw, we get access to Wanderer's Strike. And so if we find land, we'll probably Wanderer's Strike the Watcher, swing in, and tap the Guardian. A boo. Wow. Keep getting our high end before we get the land for it, but we mulligan and cut and scry to land, so we're somewhat sleeping in the bed we made here without complaint. We can still tap down the Watcher and get in with these two, and sure, might as well do that. We would love a basic land. And we have a rare land that ETB's tapped and scryed, and that wouldn't be bad, but I really want to have 5 mana available next turn, if possible. One top, one bottom. Wonder what creature they're going to come down with, or if they think they're racing. I don't know. Obviously, this isn't a good defensive position for them, but Bloodletter is okay, but we can still attack into that, so I don't mind that at all. We even have the God's Willing to save. And of course, we do find our basics, so we could use the Wanderer's Strike, but since Oppo has given us an attack here, I'm going to take it. I'm going to tap the Guardian and offer any of our 2s for that Bloodletter. And then if they do make the block and offer for the Bloodletter, we decide on God's Willing, but that's what I thought. They weren't going to do that. We're going to Wanderer's Strike the Watcher here. Try to take a more commanding position in the race. Let's see. What do they drew a bunch of cards. So let's see if we can get them dead before those cards matter. They have no... There's no creatures right now, but perhaps there will be after this attack. So let's offer up for the Bloodletter again, see if Oppo is yet willing to take a trade. At this point, we can actually use our God's Willing to win combat against a Bloodletter and then kill the Bloodletter and Necromancer it away. So that's what we're hoping for here. There's an argument to just letting this trade happen too, but we got a lot of pressure on him. Let's go ahead and maximize that pressure. Ooh, we keep the bonds too. Need some kind of sweeper to not lose from here for its magic. All right. That's what winning feels like. Forgot for a sec. All right, let's fix the forest issue. Which maybe just cutting the green cards might be fixing the forest issue. Blue, black, control, card draw, counters, filtering. Well, I always remember in sideboarding. I just don't remember between matches. That's the problem. So control-y. What do we want to do? I guess arterial flow, solid against card draw and control. What if we bring in 2 arterial flows and just kill the green splash entirely? What do you think of that? I kind of like that, actually. Yeah, we can drop the amulet if we do that. And are they playing black? Oh, they're playing black, so we can even bring in Shriek. I like that. Yeah, let's try this. Maybe this should be our main deck. More roughness on the old mana. We're going to mulligan this, look for a better hand. That's definitely a better hand. Ditch a swamp. Try to make it work. A couple of early plays is nice. Bottom on the scry. Certainly better than top. Although it means it was a powerful scry. Continuing to get lands here is fine, and I'm going to offer a Dusk Mantle Operative straight up. No God's Willing, and I'll just play the other one. Pause there. Let's see if it means anything that we know about. Like we could see an omen here, blue omen maybe. That was the 2-mana instant we saw last game anyway. Lots of card quality maneuvering from its magic here. Scry 2 from Savant, Scry 2 from Omen. So yeah, we can expect some nice cards here. I'm not going to try and use bonds on the Bloodletter or anything. We have a Pterodon that's going to come down and rule the sky, at least rule the Bloodletter. All right, I like that we can get God's Willing in our hand. We can play Oligarch, still have God's Willing. Not expecting a block here, but would happily take it if offered. You mean last turn? I didn't want to... I mean, yeah, like if they block here, we would, but I wouldn't expect a block there. But the scry was bottom, so the cracking the Evolving Wilds didn't matter. I mean, I guess it potentially put those bottom cards in contention for drawing, but beyond that, I don't think it mattered. Love Magic's deck. Very grindy, very good looking. Here I will offer... Yeah, I'll offer either one. Yeah, the Foulmire Knight is going to get something. So let's just offer it. I mean, again, we can use God's Willing. It just feels like I don't need to use this yet. I'm going to go... I'll trade something for the Foulmire, and then we'll get the Pterodon in the air and try to save this with God's Willing from removal or whatnot. Keep in mind, like with all this scrying and drawing, I'm expecting its Magic to have quality cards here. See if we can even just untap and get God's Willing at the ready. Got to fade one turn of shields down here. Looks like we're not going to do it. Well, they're rolling over the Pterodon anyway. Did these players use the same packs I did? Where were my good cards? I saw nothing. What's our big spell? It's like, we got nothing. Our card quality has been crap compared to Oppo's. We're just kind of eking out common and uncommon 2-for-1s where we can. I guess so is Oppo. Now I'm going to go ahead and offer the Oligarch and the God's Willing for the Chupacabra, and we put the bonds on the Bloodletter, and maybe we can still win this thing. Pausing. This costs 3, so I'm not sure what they've got, but we're going to try and... Oh, that's a good scry for us, too. Maybe they got some blue. Destroyed. All right, that wrecked us pretty hard, and... I guess it's too early to scoop, but that was brutal. Well, let's bonds the flyer and then shriek. Bah. But shows we have a decent chance here, although they get another Scry 2. Like, we've really lost, not to the Chupacabra, we've lost to the fact that Oppo has Scryed 8 million times this match, this game. And two top, oof. All right, game 3, you say. Oh, I hated passing that. Well, so far I'm mulliganing a ton and facing much better card quality. I'm just glad this isn't happening on a day where my hair is at risk. I like our play. I like our plan of arterial flow. You can see how control-y they are. If we can get a Night Veil Predator out of their hand, like with the arterial flow or something. But we don't have any, like, Night Veil Predator is just GG. I don't know what we do. I don't know what we think we do to beat that card if it lands. So I'm going to run this back and cross our fingers. And I am going to play... this is... Maybe I'm supposed to draw. This is pretty grindy. Alright, I'm going to draw. Hey, look, it's a keepable opener. I mean, Tron, he can try, but I don't know. If you spend too much time holding your he flooded and then mulled to 5 win over somebody, again, it's like, I mean, I'm glad D's happy. He has a great looking, well, he's got great cards in his deck and totally earned that victory. But also, yeah, I don't know how much you want to hang your hat on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pterodon is a ways off, but it's action. I'm going to keep it. It's not our best action, but our deck is pretty flat in power level anyway. We have one creature in hand, but it's more a removal spell. I know what you mean. Yeah, we mulled to 5 and he played Lyra. I actually managed to kill Lyra, but it couldn't withstand the rest of the action. So we have another spot here where we could, like, bonds, but we have the Enforcer. We'll just use the Enforcer on the Bloodletter until we can wrest control here. But, again, we're kind of just straight dead to a Night Veil Predator. If Oppa goes Night Veil Predator, like, maybe we keep playing. I don't know. Yeah, there was a question about Pump for the Pterodon, but I just don't... Oh, we have Jousting Lance. So, like, our one way to beat Predator is to put a Jousting Lance on a Pterodon. But I think that's it. I'm looking through my deck, and that's all I see. Yep. Lance on a Pterodon is our only answer to that card. Kind of have a couple awkward 3s and a bunch of awkward 5s. I really hate that we have nothing to do on 4 unless we want to frickin' use the Luminous Bonds on a Seaguard. Ugh. It does let us tap and... Yeah, I'm not loving this. But also, again, with the Necromancer, we don't mind stuff dying. I'm gonna be patient and not just use mana. I'm gonna save our premium card for premium stuff. As if we have premium stuff. Lots of mana. They didn't do anything. Could be a counter spell on that front. I think I'm going to go Oligarch. I'm actually going to lead on Oligarch and feel out for a counter. I don't like all this open mana. I don't want to send our 5-drops into it. Note the big pause. Now I'm kind of a little more inclined to offer the bonds on one of their creatures just to see if we can get the counter magic out and then resolve this stuff all after. And to that end, let's do it on the Sea Guard so that the Oligarch can attack ostensibly into a Bloodletter or whatever. All right. Double pausing. I'm not going to send the Law Rune. We could get him to 21 to 20, but our game is not going to be decided on whether we get him down 1 point. The presence of flash creatures makes me not want to send in the Law Rune. See what they do with this Surveil. Maybe somehow, some way they put a creature in their yard? No. They liked one, surveilled the other. We can strike or we can Pterodon. Let's strike and then we can get in for some damage. I'm going to leave the Law Rune back because I would rather prevent 2 than get 1. All right, this isn't bad because now we'll be able to make an offer with the Oligarch that they'll accept. I believe Oppo will trade Savant for Oligarch, and then the Boneclad gets its dude. Ooh, Shriek is nice too, although if they don't have anything, we have to exile something from our hand. Are we ready to do that? If they don't have a black card, we might not want to run this out. I'm going to start with attacking with the Oligarch. See if we get this trade, and then go Boneclad, and see if they do anything, and then we can decide whether we want to risk a Sun-Crested Pterodon or Soul Salvage for a Spectre's Shriek, if they don't have a black card. Yeah. We can choose not to. I guess basically we look at their hand or we get rid of a black card. So let's start with the Boneclad and see if they have counter or whatever. Or maybe we can start with a Shriek. I'll start with a Shriek. Let's make them counter this. And then if they don't have a black card, we'll just say we spent a card to look at the hand. Too bad. Or possibly we find something so incredible, we go ahead and we give up one of our cards for it, such as a Ravenous Chupacabra. But we don't even have to, they're both black. So, good for us. We got them this time. We've got to just remember this Abnormal Endurance is around. And we'll attack with the Enforcer since I no longer have the mana. Oh, was I post-combat? Huh, why didn't I get to attack? I must have gone post-combat. There's the second Tidebearer we passed. Oh, that's right. I attacked with the oligarch. Thank you. So much distant. Ooh, we get a murder for the giant coming up Millhouse. I was like, well, we can tap this down and blah 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 blah, but this, let's murder. Murder so foul. Most foul, I guess, is the actual phrasing. Salvage gets us only one thing, so I'm going to hold off on that. We want full value on the salvage. Endurance on Choop is what got us game 2, right? That sucks because we don't even get it to the yard for the soul salvage. But it is indeed looking up. Pterodon is going to start winning the sky. We can tap down. Ooh, Lance. Heck, we can even get through our Nemesis with the Lance now. And we get Law Rune, tap down Guardian, and attack technically, but I'm going to start holding. We'll wait and tap at the end of their turn now. Start just trying to tap the Bloodletter. Actually, we'll let them, you know, if they want to attack, we can just block with the Pterodon. So we'll not do anything, see what they want to do, and trying to start getting with a 4-power Pterodon. And that's okay. Yeah, that's fine, but it's not the worst. They're a turn off from being able to replay it anyway. They got no attacks. And we're going to hit them very hard next turn because we can tap, cast, equip, hit for 4, 5, 6, 7, get them to 4, and then Pterodon's threatening lethal. Ooh, devotion, you say. Is that even better than the Lance for now? I think we start with devotion, cast the Lance, and have Enforcer up. Kruzica still wants Lance. I like that we can play the Lance, get Squire's Devotion, get Lifelink, get ahead in that race, and still have the tap with Enforcer. So that's why I'm doing this. And we still threaten lethal next turn, Kruzica. So I think this is a fine way to go. I mean, now we're just, we win, right? We just equip and win. Tap, equip, win. I think D's just delirious, Tron, and is making up stuff in his head about what his win means. I don't know. I have no idea why he's eyeing my hair because he took one match off me, but there you go. GG. Was that you, Mabinap? Who was I playing there? Sometimes Twitch usernames and arena handles don't match up. First D, it's above my neck. Second D, it's on Fridays. Oh, they left. All right, who's next? Anybody got me? Let's see. Who was in my pod? Who was in my pod? There we go. Smash is ready. Oh, look. Sorry. Let me tell Smash. Forgot the forest tweak. 1 sec. Boy, my fingers are fat. I can't type for crap. Anyway, let's go fix this. Fixing this deck might be just cutting the green splash. Green splash hasn't done nothing for us yet and has kind of hurt me a little bit. I do like Band Together. I do like the Warlord, but I think I'm going to try... Trouble is the Amulet doesn't do any... Oh, and I screwed up again because I'm doing this like this is normal. So let's go Warlord. Put that in the sideboard. Try to put it in the sideboard. Jeez. We'll put a Warlord in the sideboard and remove the one from the main deck. And then the other one was Band Together. Band Together goes in the sideboard too. All right. Fix that mistake and take a look at what this might look like. Is there anything? It's so bad though. It's like we really are looking at arterial flow, and then like a Spectre's Shriek. Ugh. Ugh. They used to Kruzica, but I went 7-0 last week, and when I go 7-0, I get to redefine some things about the 07 bet, and my eyebrows are now under protection. If you guys 07 me, you get the hair above my neck that's not my eyebrows. Anyway...
You pull out your eyebrow.
They don't get to shave all of them. And I'm going to start telling embarrassing things to your conference room chats if you're going to do that to me.
Walking in the back.
Okay,
shaving.
I'm busy. Leave me alone. Well, you got time. I got nothing to do right now but grow it out long. Anyway, back to figuring out whether we're actually dropping the splash. Ugh, I'm not. I'm going to run it. Which means I got to go back to getting a forest or two in. And a swamp out. How does that look? And then we cut the arterial flows and we're there. All right, I'm going to try it this way again. Yeah, I could leave and not save, but I wanted to get that extra forest in Elgar, so I had to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to challenge Smash. Oh, he's re-challenged. That's good. Okay, oops. Darn it. Well, I'm going to... Whatever, I'm moving on. We don't have flows in the sideboard. Watch, Smash is going to play some deck where flows would be perfect out of the board, but so it goes. We'll have to get there without him. This is a keep. Actually, I'm going to go Law Rune into Dusk Mantle into Scryland on 3. Couldn't think of anything flashy that would get us there, so I attacked. Got a couple of our creatures, but not the worst. We get Temple here. We get to look at the next upcoming, bin that plains, and get a broom down. A 2 for 2, and the same cost, mana cost. So it was a fully even trade. They just ended up with a little life. Nice Agonizing Remorse, but in a sense, pretty arbitrary. They get one of our removal spells, probably take the Wanderer's Strike since we can't do the band together yet, and it's also a much weaker removal spell. But maybe they want the God's Willing because they want to be able to get our stuff, but probably just the Wanderer's Strike. Decent draw. We're going to go for it, especially with the God's Willing to protect. And we'll keep the zombie. This band together is not getting cast here, but we got to keep a nice 4-drop here. Now I'm nervous. That's a lot of mana, but they only have 2 cards. We're going to risk it, send it all in, make them have something. They don't. Let's see if we can smash before they can get their feet under them. This is an instant? Yeah, so let's Amulet. Find a forest. Oh, forgot about that, but we didn't have the tools anyway, and I didn't want to do that. We didn't have the time. Wait, why is there only 1 forest? Did I not save? Huh. Well, I'll add another forest, I guess. Now if they play a creature, we can basically kill any creature-based defense. Good news is I don't want the arterial flows for this matchup. Oh, and whatever, we have them because whatever I did didn't save, right? So I'm going to remember to bring in a forest, take out a swamp, at least, and then consider reality. Spectre's Shriek comes in against black decks. We could cut... What is our worst card? This is where we could cut the splash. We could put in an arterial flow, but then we're doing the same thing, just kind of moving to the... Like, there's kind of this black sideboard thing we're doing where we bring in arterial flows and a Shriek, and then cut the Amulet and the green splash. But in this case, I think I just want to find a reasonable cut. We actually have 17 plus an Amulet. We could go to 16 in an Amulet here, but we do have some mana sinks as well. I think I just want to find, what's our stats? 13, 11. Probably need to find like our weakest spell, but I like them all. Maybe cut the Lance here. Yeah, we can cut Lance. So now I have to try to remember again to fix the forest issue. This seems quite keepable. I'd like to find something to do on 3 besides Squire's Devotion onto a Physician, but we're going to keep and hope we find some other action. And frankly, if what we have on 3 is Squire's Devotion on Physician, I just won't do it. But point is, we don't really have a curve out here. But maybe we'll find something. Duskmantle Operative into random 3-drop creature. We even have those. We don't really have 3-drop creatures if I'm looking. We have 3-drop spells. And do we offer? No, we offer, but we offer on defense. We're going to block the Swordmaster if it comes at us. Mike, you want to offer with an attack? What does that do? They just take it and they swing back with a 2/1 lifelink. So we'll offer here, see how it goes. One for one, and take some lifelink attacks, but we're about to get to our spot in the curve where we can do stuff, and we have a Soul Salvage and Tithe Bearer, so even if we lose our zombie here or lose our, you know, I like our next few turns is what I'm saying. Especially if this zombie survives and they make a play that taps them out but allows us to devote the zombie without risk. That's kind of really what I want to do, a risk-free Squire's Devotion on the zombie. And that's what we get. If they didn't attack, we would have to consider a 2-for-1 trade-off, but here I think we go ahead and devote the zombie. We could also wait and devote the Tithe Bearer and have a 5/6 lifelinker. But also, if we devote the zombie and get going here, they may have to use some resources to get rid of the zombie. That starts to fill our graveyard for the salvage. We play the giant, that dies, and then we're salvaging zombie and giant. Yeah, there's some things they could have. There were some Titanic Brawls we passed. That's a good point. I mean, we could wait. It's just that if we don't, what are we doing this turn? I'm going to try. I think True calls out that they could have the Brawl from War, but yeah, we know they have a Moment's Peace. There's some reasons to not try this Devotion. We literally saw the -2/-2 in the other game. Wow, a lot of people want to risk when we passed multiple fight punch card, instant speed punch cards, and we know they have a Moment's Craving. Lots of people wanting to take the risk. I get it. It's really brutal to not spend your mana on turn 5. But if we wait and do it on the Tithe Bearer, the punch and the -2 just don't do it. They don't work. And we do have the Soul Salvage backup, it's true. We're not that far behind. Why do you think we fall so far behind, Fiddles? Like, we're 1 turn away from a 4/5. I mean, they got Death Touch, I guess, but we got Soul Salvage. So, interesting. I think you're being too risky, chat. I'm going to send in the zombie. And pass. I'm going to wait on the Devotion. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have sent the zombie. I don't know what attacking with the zombie actually accomplishes here. Because they can just get the 4 back with a swing if they want. But it looks like they're keeping the Prowler back. Yeah, so now let's go with the giant. And I want to do this... Well, let's attack first, and then I'll play the giant. Now it's a good attack because I'm expecting to land the giant. And they're not attacking with a prowler, so that's something as well. Stag is a nice draw. And now I kind of just want to offer the giant anyway. Maybe get that prowler off the board, off a trade. Oh, they're offering it that way. Wow, we could just take that offer, but I'm going to say no blocks and know that we can get a big life burst back with a devotion. But again, all this open mana is a little scary. Mike wants to take the trade. Huh, it's interesting, Mike. We're not on the same page today, I guess. I just feel like we're going to get lifelink of our own. Who cares? I'm going to start with the Star Crown Stag. See what they do. There was a pause there again, and there's nothing on board that suggests that they're pausing for an onboard trick. So there's something going on here that we need to think about. And I'm still off of Squire's Devotion, and I'm on Oligarch and blocking and stuff. Although we could devote here. Yeah, if they have the punch, this is just going to get punched. So I'm going to continue my attacking. Although now they have a 1-for-1 Diviner and Swordmaster, but I actually don't mind that either. It just adds, again, to the things we can get back with our Soul Salvage. So I'm going to send this in. Really should have done it before playing the Starcrown Stag, but actually not. I was kind of doing it to see if there was a pause. You know, there was... The pre-combat play was largely about that. Record should be correct. I'm 1-1 in match 3 right now. And yeah, we'll take out the lifelinker over the 4 toughness. We want to kill the 1/4. What does it do for us? We're just tapping it with the stag. But I guess we can tap the lifelinker with the stag. I didn't want him to get more life, but I guess bigger butts are harder for us than a 2/1. That's fair. Okay, yeah, blocks the Oligarch. Good call, Mike. I don't think we're ever going to get the Physician back. We're looking to get the Tidebearer back. And we'll keep taking this life trade here, because eventually, again, we're going to get the Squire's Devotion down and get somewhat even on that. So, and here we go. We've got 2... They got 5 total, but we're going to make 6 lifelink. And we got the Stag. This is going to go great for us here, I think. Unless they got the punch. We kind of have been playing around this all game, but I kind of don't have the tools to play around anymore, so we get to see what they have. After all this, do they have the Death Touch Punch spell? This does play around the Moment of Craving that we literally have seen, though. The Moment of Craving on the two-headed zombie was the thing we were most afraid about. But the fact that they never then killed the two-headed zombie with the Moment of Craving suggests maybe that's not what's going on here. And we get Broom and Soul Salvage this turn if they do give us a reason. I don't think Grim Physician and Two-Headed are a reason for the Soul Salvage. I would really like to get back... Actually, any of the 3 cards we have on the battlefield would be pretty good, although the Spider nullifies the Oligarch token a little bit. But the Stag nullifies the Spider, so we're trying to make all that happen. Okay, they must have maybe they do have the -2/-2. I mean, that would explain this situation. We're gonna do this, and then I guess we soul salvage back the stag in that spot. No, they just didn't have it. Interesting. So that was a straight up chump, which confuses me a little bit. I would think they would just take out the oligarch there if they're gonna chump. Maybe Smash can explain post game. Oh man, sorry Smash, you just got smashed. We're gonna strike the spider and keep tapping the prowler. Well, we find out what that last card is now, because either it's nothing or it's going to prevent us from winning the game. I guess it's nothing. Had the soul salvage that we were planning for all game and got there without it. Good games. Smash. So I'm going to either sign off now, or if somebody else from the draft is raring to go, let's do it. But if nobody in the draft is raring to go, I can call it and get some stuff done this afternoon around the house, get some business stuff done. I'm working on some initiatives with an acquaintance of mine, a friend of mine. He might even be out here lurking. Martin, you out there? Anyway, I'm working with a buddy of mine on some improvements to my secondary market reality, and I'm going to go and do some of that this afternoon, but it looks like a reboot is all ready, so let's do it. We'll do one more here, though. This is our last challenge. And I got to check my stupid deck. Let's get the deck literally fixed. Come on. Thank you, Foil King. Foil King's got my back, or tries to have my back. Now, how did it... Wait, so... I'm confused. But let's put those... what is it called? What's the thing I put in the... What have you been saying, Fiddles? Oh, Flow. Thank you. I forgot the name of it. Just some weirdness that you've been experiencing too. All right. I think I'm going to decline your challenge. Well, you're probably not even paying attention, but I'm going to challenge Reboot to see if that does it. I'm going to try being the challenger. I figured doing it this... Yeah, right, true. That's why I figured this might help. And so we get a fresh deck select. This should do it. All right, I'll say this. This is definitely going to be my last match. If Reboot can pick up a game here, chat will have its first at least 50-50 against me during a stream. So we'll see if that comes to pass. This is garbage. This is better. And I'm going to be greedy again. We're going to ditch planes and try and make it on a two-lander. The bundles are average value with bling, basically, Rob. The problem with the bundles are fine value. They're not bad value, and if you like cosmetics, they're actively good value, but you can only buy them for cash. So I basically don't even look too closely at them, because they're if Wizards is saying you need to shell out $50 for this, I'm out. And I'm going to try the Physician first here in case the Orator is lost in the attack somehow. But we have God's Willing, so I don't think it will be. And I'm fine with that cancel. That's a lot of mana. I'm going to attack while our God's Willing is up, and we'll give the Lance a try. I mean, maybe they have anti-creature counters ready, but whatever. We try Lance and... Gonna break my rusty cage. Didn't have the Gods Willing to protect it, unfortunately. But we still have a dude. And that dude can wear lances. Ooh, Devotion is interesting, but I don't want to risk it, I don't think, until I have the Willing to back it up. So I'm going to leave the Willing up here and maybe consider the Bonds or something, but I'm going to make them beat what we've got. We're winning the race right now. So Devotion to Blue is going to make it a 2-2. I think we just prevent... Yeah, I can just do it now even and then not give him a chance to chump. Ooh, and we'll take that green land for sure. Doesn't get us closer to murder, but I like being able to play the Warlord. Uh-oh, girded. Now we got a reason to deal with this Hawk with like a Luminous Bonds. That's a lot of lifelink. Whoa, that's even more. I want to... What do I want now? I want a mountain off... a swamp off the top so that we can... get there. Oh, maybe we need to go Devotion here, and we can attack for... We attack 5-3 first strike, lifelink, and then we're effectively at 17, and then we're even winning this race. And they're out of cards, and we were just going to town with a 5-3 first strike lifelink. I think we can do that. And then we bonds up after this. And I think this requires a chump. I'm expecting the petitioners to take one for the team here. I'm not sure Reboot wants to go to 4. Whoa, that's surprising. I wonder if they didn't see the first strike. Yeah, they must not have seen the first strike. That doesn't make sense. I think they thought they were trading. And we can talk TV in a second here. I'm going to go, we get to go for an attack first, though. Oh, I wanted that swamp. Oh, well. We're doing fine here. Hard to complain about a swamp with this board. I'm going to get rid of the lifelink, though. Hey, found the swamp anyway, and a murderous swamp should get us there. Although what we can do, I'm expecting Oppo to double block on the operative and adapt the eel so that they can actually trade for this Duskmantle operative, but then we're going to respond with a murder and break their hearts' backs and break the game open. Oh, can't block operative now. Right. Yeah. Funny. Well, then we just get to connect with this and go... I guess we just want to keep the murder up, right? Although murder next turn is fine. We could just make a warlord. Well, let's go to damage. We could make a warlord and oligarch and just hold murder for next turn. Yeah, let's just do that. Herald, not going to be enough. Do we just murder and win? Doesn't look like we murder and win. But we can basically send everything and then murder after blocks. And then I guess we don't send this. And if they want to eat Oligarch with Singer, we're okay with that, because these are the two that are the real problems. We could also, let's see, can we murder pre-attacks to good effect? If we murder the eel, these become forced chumps like here, and then they still get to eat something else. I think the answer is actually ship it all, including the 1/1. Yeah, Singer allows them to block the operative and kill it, but I don't. But they don't have. They need to double like murder. The point is, murder mucks with all their plans here. And so we could just make a creature token and trade here and save the murder. Do you just want to do that? Maybe we just activate and trade that way. And then we get a murder for next turn. That seems fine. I think trading here and holding the murder means we're going to have we'll be hard pressed to lose this. So what does that make this? It makes it a 4/2 without stuff. But 4/2 without stuff is still pretty good in this spot. And we can We could also move the lance. If I move the lance off and then move it back, will the operative gain first strike again? I don't even know. It will? Okay, well that's interesting. We could move it off and then move it back then. Oh, is it just attacking? As long as it's your turn. No, it's your turn. So it has that. We could also amulet stag and just set up to try and win next turn. Let's do that. I'm going to go stag and amulet, and then we'll see about winning the game next turn. Oh yeah, I should have amulet cracked it and then stag. Rabbit Man had the right line. I screwed that up a little bit. No need to not play the land there. Magic's weird. Doesn't have first strike, but if I move the equipment back on, it does. Magic's weird. No black. We're not going to do the Spectre's Shriek plan. Kind of up against classic blue-white skies here is what I'm seeing. We've got volley that we can bring in as additional splash. And anything else? Anything else? What do we take out for a volley? Do we want to add green? I think we can stretch the splash to 3 cards without adjusting our forest count. But if we're bringing in volley, what are we cutting? Lance obviously was very good there. Maybe just a Grim Physician, although we're very low on creatures. Tough to go to 12 creatures. Holding back murder before seeing the Frogify, top deck and not saving the token maker. I'm not sure what you're... I don't know how to read that, Draco. If there's criticism there, I couldn't quite parse it. Or criticism or question. Back to what are we getting rid of? I think I am going to cut the Physician, go down a little bit on creatures. Well, I understand roughly how. It's just magic is weird. Although maybe Mike is explaining to chat and not me. Finally, a sneap, one might say. F you, Mike. We'll go Oligarch here, and then next turn, Operative Amulet. All right, not what we want to see against Petitioners versus Oligarch is a good win for Petitioners, although we could just go ahead, trade off the Oligarch, and have a blocker for the Hawk. And that wouldn't actually suck. And then if they do something to like make the Hawk, they gird for battle the Hawk, then we can volley it with in good conscience. So yeah, I actually like that, even though it's quote, throws away the Oligarch. I'm going to go ahead and use the Oligarch as a 2-mana try and kill the Hawk play instead of its usual quality. It's usually a little better than this, try to trade off on the ground, but I am happy to put a flyer up against that Hawk. And now we'll go operative and hold an activation of the amulet. Draco, I just felt like our position was fairly unbeatable by keeping the murder, and we had the main thing we kept there was this huge first striking lifelinker that they needed to top deck to deal with, and the most likely thing they would top deck to deal with is some kind of creature to block successfully with, and so I felt like keeping up murder put them on removal only as an out, and they found it, but even then it wasn't an out, so I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to play your end game in Magic, so. We have all of our mana. We have 2 white, 2 black, and an amulet, so we can get whatever we want. Whoa, Loxy! That doesn't seem fair. Great card. This is a card that gets me into mono white and cube. But this does give us a reason to pick off that hawk. Oh, wow. How do you gird for battle and not put it on a healer's hawk? Get more black since we have, like, murder. Maybe we want to murder something and do something else with black mana that turn. We could play operative and threaten a triple block, but then we could not threaten a healer's hawk kill. Thank you, Mabinop. Appreciate that sub. Let's stay back and, well, let's take the hawk out while shields are down. And we're not going to threaten a double block of the Loxodon, so let's attack with our flyer as well. And just kill this thing right now. Take a big smack from the Loxodon, but we are going to put 5 power in 1 card on the board soon enough. So we have a 1-for-1-ish. Take 2 lifelink in the air, 8 on the ground. I don't know what you mean, Mike. Oh yeah, I could have swung with the operative too. That was silly. Magic's hard. We are going to... Well, we could Orator operative here, and it does present 3 blockers for the Loxodon and the Gearsmith that we now need. I'm going to do this, get some life. We'll threaten 3... Yeah, that's why I didn't. Like, that happens sometimes. Like, I had decided not to swing with the operative because I was going to play another operative and present 5 power. Then I changed my plan, but forgot to change the part where I wasn't swinging with the operative. We could get way blown out here, but we have no choices in the matter. We are going to do our best to get rid of 1 big threat and then hope that Necromancer is enough to get rid of another. Angel is rough, but we can actually go ahead and Necromancer here and harvest away the Angel with the extra mana. So this is actually going to work out okay. Because I didn't want to take 10, Mike. That would have put us too low on life. That was my thinking, and that we would have that option this turn. I did consider it. I should have said it out loud since I'm talking through my plays and stuff, but I just felt like I didn't want to go to 2, but maybe I should have. Maybe you're right. All right. I think this is a... Yeah, now Mike's play looks a little better. Well, I don't know. It's rough either way. I'm just trying to figure out if we go for the Guardian kill and just take 3 and go to 1, or whether we go for the Petitioner's kill and chump and stay at 4. That's true. No matter what, we leave a 3-5 behind. And this way... Actually, should do it like this. This way... The thing is, a 3-5 left behind, this gives us 2 creatures, right? Well, no, then I'm forced to chump. Then we're just forced to chump if we don't do it this way. So let's try. I'm going to do it this way. I don't know if it's correct for sure, but it's what I'm doing. It puts us in a spot where we need to top deck, because we're about to chump with this 2-2. We top decked. Never didn't, etc. Well, we top deck, but we still need to top deck again. However, we might seem like we're dead here, but we are in fact only mostly dead. We have outs.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Now we do not. Did we figure out what the black was for? I don't know what packs my opponents got. These bombs my opponents are showing me, I didn't see any. It's obviously not fair. See ya, Kruzica, thanks for hanging out. And yeah, we'll run it back. All right, last game of the day. Thank you so much for hanging out, everybody. I've had a blast again. I got mixed feelings about Chaos Draft. It challenges some stuff, but I'm a game designer. I like playing environments lovingly and carefully designed by top game design professionals such as exist in R&D. But it's fun to mix and match, fun to see what stuff smashes together in different ways. I just appreciate the craft of set design enough that I generally prefer to play crafted environments. But not everybody sticks around, D. So you just may be out of luck. We're going to play first. No creatures, but we got to keep this. There's too much going on here with the amulet getting us our forest and fixing our mana. Then we just need any creature and we can devote and protect it. It's especially devotion plus the ability to protect it that makes me want to keep this hand. We'll find a creature, right? Right? At some point, maybe? I don't know. There's a creature, but it's not going to be here anytime soon. I'm going to play the plains and just crack the amulet at the end of their turn. Better to represent a couple mana here for what it's worth. Yeah, good point. We don't want to make pro-white to knock off devotion, or sometimes you do it, just do it deliberately, right? Rob points out, don't do it on accident. If you need to, you need to, but take care. Well, they know about this, so I'll play it. Maybe I'll go into some full control bluffing here. You stalking me on Steam, D? That's kind of weird. I'll have to turn that off. I'm bluffing having something to do. It's not about counter magic. It's about bluffing that I have an instant, you know? I got something. You better look out, because I got something. That's all. Go Pterodon. Probably get countered, but okay. Did I talk about it, though? Have I talked about pinball on stream? Just... That's what I mean. Okay, so it's a Discord stalking thing. I don't know what I mean playing it all the time. The game y'all are talking about, I've had for a weekend and played it a couple times. God, good to know. Thanks for letting me know all this so I can go turn all that shit off. I hate the social and everything. Everything's got the goddamn social in it. F the goddamn social and goddamn everything. I don't want you to know my status at all frickin' times. We don't... Yeah, we can Necro and get the Pterodon. Am I ashamed? No. Am I ashamed? I just don't like knowing that the world is watching what I'm doing without me even knowing it's doing it. D. Don't push it. I don't like that around here. Uh-oh. No ability to block here. We're gonna have to deal with that via Wanderer's Strike. Yeah, it was probably just sitting on my machine. That being said, the pinball game being spoken of is this. It was free. There was a free. The game that the company that makes these pinball games offered them for free, and I got them. And it really here. I will say this: it's really fun. I'm at a standing desk. A standing desk is perfect for a pinball video game. So yeah, if you like pinball, check it out. Although I think the window to get it for free is gone. But I don't know. Can we lance and equip and band together? That's a lot of action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can lance and equip, but we can't band together. So we've got to Wanderer's Strike the Guardian here. And then we'll band together the Singer later. Oh, Squire's Dev and band together is a little more interesting. Because then it gives us lifelink too, right? Abrupt has an interesting line. And then we can save the Strike for the Singer if we want. And that uses all our mana. It does take us shields down on God's Willing, but we don't really need to protect any of this stuff yet. I want to protect stuff after we get... although that's the thing, we're putting Devotion on, so I would like to protect the Devoted thing, but they are down to 2 cards, or down to 1 card. All right, I think it's a little risky because we risk losing our Devoted Necromancer without holding up God's Willing. In fact, I disagree with y'all. I'm going to do it my way. We're going to go Wanderer's Strike and hold up God's Willing. If we draw a land, we can execute the whole play you just mentioned, but with God's Willing protection. And if we don't find land, then maybe we have to risk it. But I didn't want to risk it when I have a line to have a protected, devoted creature in a turn. Yeah, see, I don't want to be... I'm turning that off. Like, if I can remember, I'm going dark on Discord. I just don't need to share every little thing I'm doing with my time with anybody who happens to be in Discord. I know that's not what it is, but you see my perspective, my attitude about it. I did play a bunch of pinball the night that I got it, though, and then I probably left it on overnight. All right, we got the land, so we can go ahead and do the plan. I want 2 black on this. Then band together the flyer. Let's see, up to 2 tree we control. So this is the we control part. This. Oh wait, hold on. We want the life link in both cases. All right, I'm liking our chances a lot better right now than I did a couple turns ago. And see, I'm so smart, chat. All you who wanted to do this early currently have lost your Squired Necromancer to a Hieromancer's Cage. Whereas me, I get to do this. We lose, this is what we're talking about. We lose the Squire's Devotion, but I'm doing it consciously. We have to do it to keep our 3/3, our biggest creature, around so that we can put the lance on it and keep attacking. So sad, but doing it deliberately and with eyes wide open here. And Starcrown Stag is a fine draw. Fine draw, but I think we just want to lance up our Mancer first. It can side into Golgari mid-range. We haven't, but it could. Okie doke. Stag and Broom here. We don't have any sacrifice stuff that would happen. I guess if Oppo made a sacrifice, but they're not going to do it with that in hand. This trades with every single one of their creatures, so we send in like so.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Thank you, Foil King, for gifting a sub to True. Awesome that True now is legit around these parts. Mama gave you a sub? That's like saying, I don't know, what's something people give away a lot? Okay, so they go to, I think we just win here. Like, this is just a desperation attack. I think it's just a desperation attack, and I'm going to take it. All right, we got it. Whew! Almost had to admit that chat had played me even. Dionysus got you all off to a great start, putting me 0-1 against chat for the first time ever. And then I managed to rattle off 3 more wins, though, and managed to finish 3-1 today. So my streak of being ahead looks like, okay, Mike wants to try best of 1. Oops, did I make it go away? Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, okay. We'll do a best of 1 with Mike. That's cool. And then we'll call it a stream. This is not part of the record, though. I am locked. Well, it doesn't matter, even because, yeah, this is just a separate side game. We're going to call my record on the day 3-1. Oh, yeah, and I was going to talk about TV. We can do some AMA. I wanted to mention the TV shows I've been watching, too. Because I've been enjoying some stuff. Yeah, we can keep this. Got the amulet to find our black. Wow, that was an action-filled self-mill. And we lost our soul salvage. Mike's trying to tilt me right out of the gate with secret keepers. Did he find a mill deck? That would be sweet, actually. You know I don't love me a mill deck in the abstract, but if someone pulled it off in Chaos, that would be pretty neat. We'll go with Broom here, and then next turn we have Activate Amulet, play Temple, and we use up a lot of our mana on that sequencing. GG Lenny, thanks for drafting and playing, appreciate it. Maybe that Lance will get us through here too, but we could also Amulet, Lance, and save the Temple for Scry later. Let's do that. Then we can get everything going here a little bit. Amulet. Swamp. Play Swamp. Play Lance. And we'll silence it up later. I almost want to time you out for that, D, but I'll let you have your ridiculous nonsense this time. Temple would have been nice there. I'm not going to take a turn off to Temple when we can... well, we could Temple and Lance And then we're not spending mana into Mike's open mana. You know I have an itchy trigger finger with you, D. When you say nonsense, it makes me want to make it go away. And the suggestion that you are a better player than me because of that result is some nonsense. But I know you know it's nonsense. It's a joke. That's why I didn't time you out. It's all good. Okay, you push it. You just push it. I try to be so nice to you, D, and then you push it. So I'm going to go with Temple. We're flooding pretty bad, so I really want to make sure we draw some action next turn. And I don't want to cast Zombie into Mike's open mana. So I'm going to start by lancing up the Broom and attacking. So tiny. That's what the fear of didn't say please and stuff is why I didn't want to cast that. We do have the green for band together though. Let's keep our removal on top. That seems good. Mama's taking her approach. My approach is a little more straightforward. Banhammer! Well, not banned. He's not banned. I never banned D. Let's go Zombie and get our attacks on next turn. I like moving the lance and sacking the broom to kill something. So now we can go, I got set back with the bounce, but we can go Physician. I hate this Physician, although maybe we can sack it for some value somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Zombie, Physician, and that's it. We don't have 3 black, so we can't do all of this. I'm going to go put the Zombie back, put the Physician back, and try to regroup next turn. Yeah, we could Spark Harvest and just get rid of the Broom right now. But we can't Spark Harvest and create a token because we need to sack the Broom, right? I mean, what would you be sacrificing? The Physician? I don't want to sacrifice the Physician just to make a Broom. I want to sacrifice the Physician because it kills something. So if we can get that to happen, sure. But in the meantime here, I'm just going to play the Physician and pass. I can just hear you saying that to your 7-year-old, Mama. I can hear myself saying it to mine, although I don't think I ever used that particular turn of phrase. It's a good one. So... now we at least have something to kill with Physician, so I like that a little better. And then we can make a Broom and stuff. We might be able to do it all, like next turn, Harvest, make a Broom, and band together. So I'm just going to take all of this, and we'll try to get business going next turn on the removal front. Hopefully, after next turn, these 3 of Mike's creatures will be dead. But he's got free mana. We don't know what he's up to. I hope he goes shields down here. That's pretty shields down, although it's a very good shields down. Him getting some gasoline. Bottom is what we do want to see at least. And we're going to risk it. He could have something to respond with, but let's see if we have attacks first. We do. So let's send in everything for attack. Yeah, if it didn't say please, he gets us. I'm not going to play around this card in Mike's hand. If it's a counterspell, we salute and move on. But I can't really beat a counterspell here. We got... but we'll get one of our removals through either way. So let's start with an attack. Huh. I wasn't expecting them to offer that trade. So maybe we'll ban and kill the 5 now. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's not a problem. We get our Joust back. We just don't get an extra broom, which it's okay. No, we don't. Do we? Oh, we still have first strike. Okay, so it's not even a problem. Yeah, it's not even a problem. Never mind. I was doing the thing where, oh, we got shrunk, so we don't have first strike. But yeah, first strike, no trade. We can let that happen. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. We could just Spark Harvest without even sacking. You know, but I do want to get both of these, so let's just get them. Maybe Mike forgot. We'll have to ask him. But I do think we just sack the broom because we can move the Jousting Lance. Keep in mind, we don't have 2 power here because of the broom. We have 2 power here because of the lance. So let's... Although, wait. Let's band together first. Oh, 2 creatures we control after that. Ouch. So that hurt quite a bit. Again, though, I had to make him have it. And again, we're not actually dead. We can Spark Harvest. I'm going to go for the Scavengers. It's the bigger thing. And then we'll move the Lance, but it's not enough to get through the Secret Keeper. So right now we're losing. We need to draw. If the game doesn't change, Mike wins and we lose. And Mike has draw too. So like we're not in the most amazing shape here. Banned first because the harvest was going to cause me to sacrifice one of the things I was using for the band. And yeah, we'll go ahead and attack with the Physician. Mike will certainly block with the Secret Keeper, and we will try the Dusk Mantle Operative instead. Of course, our problem is we're just going to lose to Flyers before we can win unless we find some lifelink. We have lifelink though, right? We have stuff that gain... Oh, that's not the right land. I know there's stuff that gains life in our deck, so... Like, we could draw a Devotion, right? Is Squire's Devotion already gone? There you go. There's our out. Squire's Devotion means this is not just GG, right? But murder doesn't help because we murder the griffin and the raider kills us. We're at 1. We need devotion. All right, Mike got us. Doesn't count though. That was just an extra for you all. I mean, whatever. One of my saying it doesn't count reminds me of one of my favorite stories from Ethan Fleischer, or one of my favorite rules Ethan Fleischer has in his household. GG Mike. But whenever they play a game, like just a tabletop family game, open a box and play a game, he realized that like tensions run high. Everybody wants to win. Everybody, so Ethan's solution for playing new games with his family is that when they bust out a brand new game, he says, they say the first game doesn't count, right? First game doesn't count, and that relaxes everybody a little bit, because like, this doesn't count, we're learning the game, even though he's like, none of the games count, none of this counts, right? So, but you tell your family, and this one doesn't count, we're just learning, and then it settles everybody down. I like that a lot anyway. So, but it's also hilarious because none of this counts, people. All right, D, get it out. Like, I'm gonna give D Dionysus, and all mods listen up. Dionysus, you now have 30 seconds before I go off the air, and I'm gonna do some talking anyway. You can say whatever you want within the PG nature of our channel, D. You can brag, you can tell me you're better than me, you can tell me you're awesome, you can like go nuts right now, because this is your day. You won today. So go nuts. But if you keep bringing this every time you come back to the stream, I'm just going to mute you every time, because it's really low class to go on and on and on about a win some other time ago, right? But go ahead, go nuts. Nobody's going to mute you. Let D have his moment of absurd, I gotcha. But then you got to be reasonable about it in the future, okay? I do not have anyone. We can do whatever. But this is your chance, D. This is your chance to not be silent. Right now, go ahead. Be happy. Celebrate. But just don't keep bringing it back to the stream day after day after day, or I'll just start muting you. Anyway, let's see. I was going to... let me say goodbye to YouTube. They don't need to hear me yammering about any more stuff than this. Thank you so much for hanging out. Another fun day playing against chat. I managed to barely stay ahead on wins, but chat is at my heels. We'll see ya.